All my life I had to fight.
All my life I had to fight.
Or at least that's how it felt growing up in the African American community, where many not only harbor but display a blatant disregard for loss of human life, much in the way we are witnessing in the fallout or aftermath of the Carmelo Anthony trial for the murder of Austin Metcalf.
Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo!
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Just like Carmelo was doing. I'm glad you just said that. That's what Carmelo was doing. Protecting himself.
Where Carmelo Anthony's family and his supporters are now positioning themselves as the victims. Carmelo did the murder, but somehow he is the victim. His parents are the victim, and his supporters are the victims. Not the boy who will never get to see another day of existence. Austin Metcalf and his family. But Austin Metcalf's daddy, Jeff, he ain't having it. Bro went up on these people. He was pulling no punches. And that's what we're reacting to today. Let him know, Jeff.
Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money.
I did not know that. I did not know that Carmelo Anthony's parents, who basically, in my opinion, blew this trial by wasting and squandering the legal defense money that was donated to them for the legal defense of their son on Cadillacs and spinning wheels and Hennessy and loose women. I didn't know that they didn't show up to the sentencing hearing. Jeff Metcalf is dropping bombs on these people. And I said it in my live stream that I felt they had abandoned Carmelo. But now, I guess it's true.
You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other three that you still have.
Oh, snap.
You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left. When asked, I didn't stab anyone.
Hey, bro is dropping bombs. Bro is dropping vibranium on these dudes. It's the truth. Carmelo Anthony's parents want mercy for Carmelo. They say these racists railroaded him and he never had a chance. But do they ever stop to think that maybe the way they handled the situation leading up to the trial could have had an impact on the way they were viewed and perceived by not only the jury, but the residents of Frisco, Texas? This boy, daddy, this man whose son you done laid low, your son and killed this man's son, tried to, bring some humanity to the situation by coming to the press conference to pray with you. And instead of welcoming him in, even if it was all fake, just in the name of putting on a good show for the people leading up to the trial, instead of doing that, instead of praying with him, you rejected him and labeled him a racist, even though he never killed anyone. Isn't it funny how someone can spend their whole life building their reputation, and the minute some ignorant does something ignorant, the victim becomes a racist if they just so happen to be a non-black person? and they're coon. They are a black person. Ain't that crazy? Your whole life and what you've done means nothing when these people decide that you need to be a racist so they could justify something they've done. Then he cooks them even further when he says, hey, I was asked to leave and I left. I didn't stab anybody. Bro, that was a mic drop if I ever heard one. He said, I was asked to leave and I managed not to stab anybody like your son did when he was asked to leave. Bro, cooking. He should have brought that up at the trial.
And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate? Minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit? How about Minister fuck you?
Bro is pissed.
Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn it to wine. And anybody else can, step up. Don't become kicking rocks in my backyard. Look in your own.
No, honestly, Jeff, speaking on behalf of the black delegation, you showed humanity, and these vicious thugs took that as weakness. That's the way it is sometimes in our community. If you try to bring people together, you know, after suffering such a horrible loss, reaching out for some type of comfort or validation, too many people in my community view that as a sign of weakness. And that actually causes them to double down on their efforts to paint you as a racist and some type of hateful person. Sorry, Jeff.
The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that what you teach them? Do you teach them that racism is okay? Do you teach them, do you program your kids to hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong, we got white people that embarrass the shit out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that shit. And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. I'm going to tell you right now. Charleston White, you think you're funny? But you're going to blame the white.
Man, listen, I hate to admit this, but yeah, you're right, Jeff. What your suspicions are correct. These people do teach their children to look at things along the lines of race. They do teach their children to go out and be violent and aggressive against people for frivolous reasons. Not all black people, not all African Americans, but there are too many within the ranks of African Americans who have an absolute disdain for authority and have an absolute hatred for anyone who attempts to exercise authority that they don't feel is worthy of doing so. Austin Metcalf asked that boy to leave from up under that tent. In that moment, hatred built up in Carmelo Anthony's heart. Because Carmelo Anthony, just like many other black people around the nation, believe that unless you have been appointed to be an authority by some law enforcement bureau or body or agency, you have no right to ask them to move, leave, or vacate a space. Even though it's your space, even though it's your school space, it's your tent for your team, and he has his own stuff. And if he doesn't, his team should have brought it for him. He feels like you have no right to tell him anything, because in the minds of too many African Americans, freedom means you get to do whatever you want to do, whenever you, however you want to do, wherever you want to do it. And it don't matter how it negatively impacts somebody else. All that matters is that you're able to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it. I'm sorry, it's my community. I'm just telling the truth. And if anybody tells you that's anything opposite or anything other than that, I'm telling you they're lying to you. It's not all African American people, but it's too many within our ranks. That is why when African Americans get money, what do? We leave our community and we go move among the so-called racists. It ain't by accident that this happens. It ain't no coinky dink, as they say. But what do Carmelo Anthony's parents do? Do they look at the situation? Do they accept any responsibility for the outcome? Do they acknowledge any wrongdoing in an effort to kind of maybe soften the heart of the community against them and be able to enter the community as productive members again? Do they sue for peace and understanding and love and unity? No. No way. They did what many ignorant folks do when facing irrefutable charges and accusations. They doubled down. They doubled down on this ignorant, race-baiting, grifting narrative.
Yeah.
My son is no murderer. My son didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself. And that's what hurt so bad.
His mother recounts the moment she addressed the jury and made her plea to them during the sentencing phase.
To have mercy on my son. That's what I told the jury. I know they had their minds made up already, so I mean, really wasn't much I could say to change their mind.
Both parents fighting back emotions and tears as they described what they believe was a flawed trial.
How does someone have their mind made up already if they didn't even know they were going to be on the jury? These people will continually try to paint this as racist, when we know for a fact that many of the people within Frisco who were black believe Carmelo Anthony was guilty, because you had people, black potential jurors, who did not want to sit on the jury because they didn't want to be responsible for sending a young brother to jail. Well, if they knew that they would be a part of the group that sent him to jail, that means that they know that he's guilty. So why is race even involved in this conversation? He had a fair trial like everyone else. He's just guilty.
We were delusional. We thought we was going to get a fair shake.
They claimed there were inconsistencies from the get-go, despite witnesses who took an oath vowing to tell the truth.
Everyone actually lied on the stand.
Everyone.
All of the witnesses' statements were inconsistent. All of them.
His father says,
when you listen to the parents, you understand exactly why this boy did what he did. When you listen to these no good grifting bamboozlers, you understand why he did what he did. Because he's raised by two ignorant people who don't even seem to understand the concept of accountability. We don't got money for a lawyer, but his mom got that fresh weave in, though. She got that Canicolon Remy. Is that what it's called? Is it called Remy? Hey, Ryan. Is this called Remy? The silky stuff? On this lady's skull? Man, she got that Canicolon Remy Indian. She think it's the kind that go, ooh, but it's really the kind with the, how are you today? Thank you very much, with the dot right here. They don't know. They don't know no better.
The court of public opinion had made up their mind about his son long before the trial began.
He was convicted when he walked out of the jail. If you look at the news all last year, he was already convicted. If you look at it, he was already.
He was convicted
done.
when they saw he was raised by degenerates.
Innocent until proven guilty. He was already guilty.
He says the threats of violence against them continue.
People want us dead. That's what.
After they still got what they wanted.
They're the victim.
After they still got what they want, they still want us dead. I can see. You see, I go look at my phone.
Steve Urkel and his mama. They are. They're the victims. This man's son is dead, and they are somehow finding a way to make themselves the victims. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
People want us dead. They want our family dead.
And now they're preparing to appeal.
They did a number on us.
A judicial process they believe wronged them.
We didn't get justice. A lot of things that were missed that should have been handled a certain way. However, we couldn't say anything. We did what was instructed. We was told. So we just did what we was told.
Ken Molestina.
Yeah, these people are incapable of accountability. We did what we was told. We got bamboozled. We're the victims, not the guy who's dead, not the young boy who lost his life, who'll never see 37 years old. We're the victims. They add insult to injury because they want to play the victims so bad. These folks was out buying Cadillacs and everything else. You know, they chose the representation, then, blew all the money and then went and begged for a free public defender. You got exactly what you wanted. You got what you paid for, basically. And people forget that their son admitted to stabbing a boy. They forget that. And then their behavior after the fact, leading up to the trial, that didn't help anything. But let me know what you think in the comments. I want to know what y'all think. Because we are very divided over this, but I don't think we're divided to the degree that many people think we are. Drop your opinions in the comment, whether you agree, disagree, or whatever. And I will definitely be in the comments reading. But please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on the latest developments with this and many other situations that are happening around the globe. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, don't be like Carmelo Anthony's family. Please take care of each other. Peace.
All my life I had to fight.
Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo! Say his name! Carmelo!
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Just like Carmelo was doing. I'm glad you just said that. That's what Carmelo was doing. Protecting his